Mark, speaking of VCs, welcome to the club, Mark.
To the dark side?
That's right.
So, my story is a we story because we are three brothers, and we always dreamed of starting a company together when we were 12, 14, and 16. I have two younger brothers. And our problem was that we wanted first to be an entrepreneur and then had to find an idea and a product on which we could start our company. So it was in '98 when we all were ready, right after university, and we said where to go and where to find our idea, and we basically took the next plane and went to Silicon Valley and worked there as interns in various startup companies, spent the evenings in Stanford Business School and Stanford Engineering School listening to people like Steve Jobs telling the graduates at Stanford Business School, forget investment banking, forget consulting, go to Europe and find love, which meant for us, go to the US and find your idea and start it back in Europe, which then turned out to be the eBay idea. And in late 98, we of course, like many others, didn't realize the magnitude of eBay's business model. They just had gone IPO, but it was one of many, many ideas that Benny talked about. And so we went back in January '99, didn't have a clue where to get the programmers, the IT people to program the technology, didn't have a clue where to get the money to start the company, didn't have a clue where to find people to start the company. So bit by bit it came together, and in February 7 we started our online auction platform. We competed with big companies like Bertelsmann and Metro, which is a big German retailer, and everyone told us, you have no chance, they will crush you, their budget is much bigger. And we said, well, we just go for it. If we don't manage to succeed, we will close it down in 6 months. We try to not lose too much money, but we give it a shot. What can we lose? We have good education, so probably we get a proper job afterwards, and we just tried. So we went for it. We became market leader within 3 months because we sold our own toys. We had liquidity on the market from day one, so my roller skates and my brother's bicycles and CDs were on the platform from day one. And others, of course, like the big managers from big corporations, don't do such stuff. So we were market leaders, and then eBay came, and Piero Media, the founder of eBay, he obviously was our big hero from the Silicon Valley times. And 3 months into the game, right out of university, if then someone writes you a big check, you probably say yes. Well, we said yes, and it probably was one of the biggest mistakes, because eBay by now is the largest international marketplace. eBay Germany is the largest international marketplace for eBay, probably worth 10 million by now. Some people say it's bigger than Amazon worldwide. We then led eBay Germany for another year, went into new countries, and then said, we're entrepreneurs, we want to start something new. So we thought, what are the big trends? And at that time, early 2000, it was broadband, the rise of broadband, and the rise of wireless. We just had the UMTS auction, the 3G auction for Germany and the UK, where in Germany, the big carriers, the big telecom operators paid 100 billion Deutschmark. So we thought, those guys, those big corporate guys, they probably don't know how to fill a big pipe or to create content for the cell phone. So we said, why don't we try it? And we partnered with big German and now European electronic retailers and wanted to build the Yahoo for the cell phone. And it quickly turned out that people don't care about weather or stock prices or sports news on the cell phone, because you have that everywhere. You have it in the newspaper, on the radio, on TV, on the fixed line, internet. You don't need that on the cell phone. Maybe if you're on the road once a year, but you don't need it regularly. But there was one thing which caught our attention, and that were silly ringtones. Beep, beep, beep. Really horrible noise. And no one liked it. We were just grown out of the target group, which is probably 16 to 24. And there were also these gray and green pictures. No one could really recognize what it meant. Is it a face or is it a character? And we said, well, people are willing to pay money for this kind of little entertainment, and it only works on cell phones. It doesn't work on a PC, it doesn't work on a TV. So we focused on this because we had the vision, and vision is probably too big a word, but we kind of saw that eventually it would turn into a real music file, and it would be the real MP3 or even MP4 quality, and it would be with the pictures, it would be high resolution colored screens. So for us it was kind of obvious that down the road there would be more high quality entertainment, and so we said, let's go for it. And then we had this big discussion with the music labels, and you all know they are greedy, so they wanted the second you tell them that you make money with their stuff, they wanted basically all of it, and you would probably have to pay on top of it. So we always said, you know, we're not making a lot of money, we're not profitable, we're still building the business. So they gave us okay rates. But we then thought, why not try, since we lived in Berlin, and Berlin is probably one of the greatest cities in Europe right now because there's cheap living space and many artists come to to Berlin. We said, why not try to create our own ringtones? So I am happy to bring to you the original Crazy Frog, not localized to US standards, not censored. So we didn't cut off the little thing, which happens in the US, which we had to. And please show them the movie in case someone has forgotten how it looks like.
Oh, what's going on?
Ding, ding.
Crazy frog into it. What is it? The kettle deep from that jump.
So two remarks, short remarks on the Crazy Frog. The Crazy Frog was designed for two artists, young artists in Berlin. Didn't cost that much money. You see, we don't spend so much money on the color and the makeup of this video because this is direct selling. People basically, especially young people, they switched on the TV screen because we were constantly advertising, and they use it like their internet destination site. So they switch on the TV, they don't have to wait for their father to let them use his computer. They just go to the TV screen, type in 5 times 3, and then have the Crazy Frog on their phone. And the Crazy Frog became such a phenomenon that it was in the #1 hit in the CD single charts in 25 countries, including the US, for 4 weeks. And that showed to us that there's a lot of, you can do a lot outside the traditional media and create your own content if it is targeted to a special group and to a special device. Now, quick word on what we did then. We sold...
I think Cash has been kind enough to give everyone a copy of Crazy Frog, is that right?
So quickly we took Jamba into basically worldwide in the US and Russia, Asia, Australia, which was a big surprise. We would have thought that we would have been copied much faster. But the good thing about TV advertising is that many people think that TV advertising doesn't pay back. And what we did is we tested it with $10,000 and then with $100,000 and then with $1 million. And at some point in 2005, we spent $70 million in 1 quarter on TV advertising worldwide. And just to give you a figure, that ringtones by now is a serious category, a serious music category. There are several hundred millions in turnover Jamba did in 2005 and is doing even more now.
So Mark, let me just cut you off briefly there.